Everyone asks me, how do you squat so deep, like what you're seeing on your right? So I'm going to give you the exact routine that I usually do when I'm going into a squat. This is not a fixed session saying that you have to do this. This is just what I usually do before going into a squat. You can't just enter a gym and just go straight to the main activity. It's kind of common sense. You need to warm up and mobilize the joints before going into an activity, especially squats, a big compound lift. You need to be doing mobility and you need to be doing some type of dynamic stretching. So I go on a treadmill anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, and in that period I'll usually increase the speed slowly. Remember, warming up, loosening the joints, increasing blood flow, getting it warm, getting the mind ready for the main activity. So once I'm fully warm on the treadmill, I go straight into mobility / dynamic type stretching routine. So I go straight to a deep squat and just hold it there in place. Remember, the whole purpose is to get ready for a squat. So I'm not just gonna stay there statically. I need to move about. So I'm in a deep squat, but as you can see, I'm still moving slightly up, slightly down, just to get the body really loose and mobile. We don't want to get cold, we want to stay warm. Remember, the aim is to prevent injury and slowly increase mobility over time. When I'm doing these type of exercises or routines, it's mind to muscle connection. I'm thinking I need to loosen the hips, I need to loosen the knees, I need to loosen the hamstrings, the quads, the lower back, the abductors, the adductors. So I'm thinking logically, and the only way this can be loosened and avoid injury is by doing these mobility / stretching routines. Understand, there isn't a fixed time frame. When you feel comfortable, loose and mobile, you can then move on. So you see how one sequence formates into different routines. You see how I'm moving all the way around, left to right, really stretching out the knees, really open up those abductors and adductors, really just making sure that I'm fully loose, because no injury shall prosper. So when you enter your mobility, your stretching routine, you're more motivated to complete it because you don't want injury. A great mobility session I love doing is when opening the knees all the way out in the deep squats and then closing it. It's like opening the gates, as I call it, and then closing the gates. It really works as abductors and adductors and loosens the knees. Not just loosens the knees, it also strengthens the knees too. Once I'm ready to move on from the deep squats, I take a seat on the ground to focus more on opening those hip flexors. So opening those tight hips and of course still strengthening those knees. So if you paid close attention, you'll quickly have noticed that my left leg is actually more tighter than my right leg. I basically struggle to place my left feet over my right knee. I just want to say, yes, it is natural to have areas that are tighter than others. You just have to focus on those areas a lot more. That's why I'm saying everybody's stretching, mobility, warm-up routine will be very different. This is just my personal routine. Towards the end of my mobility stretch routine, I'd usually just mimic the main workout. So remember, I'm doing squats. So I just do body weight squats. There's no exact sets or reps, just getting my mind and muscle ready now. So at this point, I would usually go ahead and squat, or sometimes if I'm feeling to work the muscles just a bit more, I would usually go on the leg press. So sometimes I use both legs, sometimes I would work just on one leg, so isolation. Let's be honest, some days were more tighter than others. It could be, stress factor, it could be you didn't sleep properly. There's so many factors why one area could be more tighter than others. It just depends on you. So some days I would usually isolate it and just do one leg at a time. When I'm fully ready, then, or should I say now, it will be time to squat.